Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and it's time to talk about episode 2 of She-Hulk. Um, like I said in my review of the first episode, I am gonna give it the 3 episode chance, because it is 9 episodes. Whereas usually if there's 6 episodes, I go 2 episodes in, see if it hooks me. If it doesn't, I don't continue watching it. Um, just not because I hate it or anything, just like if it's not gonna hold my interest, I'm not going to watch it week to week and, cover it anymore and review it. Um, some shows like Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, I watched them because I was like really curious what they were gonna do. Same with Loki, I was like really curious. I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do. So I just wanted to stick through it completely. Um, so this, I'm changing how I'm gonna review it because after rewatching my review of the first episode while I was editing it, I almost scrapped the video completely because avoiding talking about spoilers made it really tough to like give my real opinion fully in depth, and I had to keep it very like I guess a shallow opinion, so to speak, because I didn't want to like spoil anything. But that's done. I'm gonna spoil from now on to review these episodes. Um, as a sitcom standpoint that they're trying to do with this, I it's working, but this was an episode of a lot of little things, but no real like I don't know. It I like this episode more than the first one. Uh, I think it was because the first episode felt really rushed with setting up her backstory and origin and everything else. So it was like in editing and pacing, the episode just felt weird to me. This time around, we're planting all the seeds. We're kind of starting to build that foundation more of what's gonna happen throughout the show. Um, so obviously, was it Emil, aka Abomination, is in this. So it starts off. Jen gets fired, because even though they got a mistrial, even though she technically won the trial, they got a mistrial because she stopped Tatiana and or whatever her name is, and they thought it counted as like jury tampering because she saved the jury. So she got fired, and then there's a whole thing where she can't find a new job. She's applying around, and no one wants to hire her because she's a Hulk. They also dubbed the She-Hulk thing her name, and she hates it obviously, and she's like, it's a derivative of Hulk, blah blah. And it's like, well, yeah, that's her character, even in the comics. Uh, so she finally gets a job offer from the basically the company that the law firm that she beat in the first episode. They started a new superhuman division, and her first case is basically to get parole for Abomination. There are some great callbacks to the Incredible Hulk, to the point where she's talking to Bruce and asking if it's okay, getting his thoughts, and he's like, "That was a long time ago. I was literally a different person then," and I felt that was very tongue in cheek way because it was Edward Norton who was Bruce Banner at the time in that film. Um, they definitely showed some flashbacks. You got to see basically uh a nice nod to the Incredible Hulk because people forget the Incredible Hulk film is technically in the MCU. We had you know the stinger with Tony Stark in it, and I think a lot of people just don't really remember or ever put Incredible Hulk in the conversation of MCU films. I thought the Incredible Hulk was good. Definitely of the two Hulk films in that time frame, it was the better of the two. Um, I am a fan of Abomination. My issue is some. So towards the end of the episode, she does accept it. He's like, good, turn on the news, and then they see footage that was leaked from a cell phone of Abomination from Shang-Chi when he was fighting in the arena, and they're like, did he break out of prison? Well, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, wait, this kind of messes with the timeline of when all this stuff takes place. But also at the point where I'm like, well, they could say in the next episode, like, older footage resurfaced, even though I think Shang-Chi takes place after. I don't know. The timeline's all messed up from the chronological order of the movies now in Phase 4. So I'm, trying really hard to figure out what the hell is going on. We did get a good nod, and I'm gonna put an image right over here. Uh, a little Easter egg for Wolverine being in the MCU, as well as a little callback to Eternals, which, say what you will about the film, um, I didn't enjoy it. That's all I'm gonna say. I really didn't enjoy it at all. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, a little quick little Easter egg for Wolverine. I appreciated that because, you know, it's we're getting to the point now where once Phase 4 is over, we're gonna start to see those Fox properties pop up. We're gonna see Fantastic Four. We're gonna get the X-Men. So we're gonna start to get those little Easter eggs and nods and droplets of, hey, they're here now. They're in our MCU because we got that with Miss Reed Richards and Professor X and Multiverse of Madness. So it makes sense that they would start to trickle that, sprinkle that seasoning of the Fox properties into the MCU. Um, I'm the one thing that got me really curious, and it's what everyone's talking about, is the future of the Hulk. Because in the first episode, it was a Sakaar spaceship that caused a car accident, and then it was, that was kind of never brushed up on. Now in this episode, when she's talking to Bruce, he's like, hey, she's like, are you gonna be coming to this? And he's like, yeah, I got stuff I gotta do. And it was shown that he was in a spaceship, the Sakaar spaceship in space. So we the seed has been planted for Planet Hulk, World Breaker, World War Hulk, stuff like that. I would be hard pressed to say that would be the smart move going forward with the Hulk in the future, especially with this smart Hulk that they've now dubbed it. There's gotta be a breaking point where that's no longer a thing, where it's either Bruce Banner or World Breaker Hulk, or as Mark Ruffalo calls it, Berserker Hulk, which I don't care. I'm gonna call it Hulk. Okay, it's Hulk. It's just the Hulk. That's how the Hulk is. We're not gonna get this smart Hulk forever. And a lot of people who are saying the Hulk is dumbed down, this and that, it's all about the payoff. It's all about the storytelling. We have to deal with the smart Hulk seeing Bruce find that inner peace and balance to take that away from him. The downside is the films and the shows aren't doing a good job with presenting us with this version of the Hulk. Most of the time he's either comedic, which isn't Bruce Banner. Like, you go back and you watch the first Avengers film, that's Bruce Banner. Ultron, that's still a good Bruce Banner. But everything post Ultron is just like, even Thor Ragnarok, we got a good Hulk. But a little too much comic stick, and that's why I'm like, the smart Hulk is like the comedy Hulk. You forget this guy's a freaking genius, like up there with Tony Stark level. Where Tony Stark had the humor, but it was more of a sarcastic arrogance, whereas Banner, not so much. But this isn't about Bruce Banner. This is about She-Hulk and Jennifer. We got to see Jen and her family, her parents, I'm assuming uncles and cousin. Very entertaining, where they're doing the whole route of she doesn't really want to be a superhero. The family's like, what, asking all these questions. Then, we get the moment with her dad being like, are you all right? Is everything okay? And it was nice to see the family element of it, because you forget with Bruce Banner, no family ever brought up in any of the films or anything like that, other than his dad, killing his mom out of anger. You don't really get anything else. So you kind of get more of the Hulk family tree, so to speak. And I know a lot of people aren't liking the show. I made the mistake of looking at the She-Hulk hashtag. And wow, never looking at that again. I'm really not. If you want to enjoy a show, that's on you. Don't go on the hashtag for the show if you enjoy a show, because people are going to basically convince you that it's trash and you shouldn't like it. And you are a shill or a sellout or have no taste if you enjoy it. Um, I will say, but this episode, it's tough because like not a lot happened in this show, in this episode. It was all world building and story building up to the new superhuman um, division for the lawyerness law firm. I don't know why I said lawyerness. Wow, I sound like an idiot. Yeah, so it's I enjoyed it, but there was not much outside of like the speculations for the Hulk stuff and the Wolverine little Easter egg. Not a lot to this episode. Um, it was nice to see uh, Emil, aka Abomination. Uh, was it? Is it Tim Roth? Is that his name? I forgot. I'm not good with actors' names. Uh, really reprising his role is good. You forget it's been like what, 14 years or so since the Incredible Hulk came out because that was what 2007. So it's been 15 years, and he's aged a bit, but it's nice to see him return. Obviously, this is all giving us references to the Thunderbolts, which I think that if done right is going to be really good. I think that should have been done a lot sooner. That should have been done years ago. That should have been done in the Ultron time frame, like post Ultron. Like that should have been like after Ultron, but before any of the other Avengers films. There should have been a Thunderbolts film already done. Personally, that's what I think. Um, but this I'm looking forward to the next episode just because I want to see how they're going to handle full courtroom situations because that's one of the things that appeals to me. I love court dramas and I love comedies that revolve around court. Like I love court TV shows, like from a sitcom standpoint, not like Judge Judy and stuff like that. Even though those are very addicting to watch in the middle of the afternoon when there's nothing going on, I'm curious how they're going to handle that stuff. And also action wise, like, are we going to get some villains? Are we going to get some sort of fighting, like at all? Because I know they're probably making this more of a comedy because we're gonna have Daredevil in it at some point. We're gonna have Wong coming in and this and that and all these cameos. And I'm like, are we gonna get any actual action? That's what I'm curious about. Are we gonna get a villain, or is this gonna be straightforward, just Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk attorney at law? Because that's the main question I have. And I haven't watched any stuff. I haven't looked at any like interviews or anything like that. So I don't know what's coming down the pipeline from this show because honestly, I don't have time to do research on it. I'm just watching the episodes and talking about them. That's it. So I'm hoping, we're gonna get something because we're 2 episodes in. There's still 7 episodes left. I know the main thing they're building up is a drama around the trial for Abomination for his parole, and I feel like whatever happens from that story element is what's going to directly affect for Thunderbolts. My thing is what else is gonna happen in this season, Because obviously, I assume now Wong is only showing up because of the Abomination situation, and that's it. But like I said, this episode, I mean, I liked it more than the first episode at least because it felt more like a sitcom. It didn't feel rushed. The pacing was kind of at a steady, normal pace. Not like the first episode where it was like, hey, they're talking. Now there's a car crash. Now there's a montage of training. Now they're angry. Now they're fighting each other. Now she's going into court. Oh no, super meta human person shows up. Now she's got to fight her. Now the episode's over. Um, I will say the artwork they do at the end for the credits really good, really entertaining. I enjoy that. We got a scene after the credits where she's basically doing chores for her family, setting up a widescreen TV, carrying a whole bunch of heavy water jugs, lifting a car while they're trying to change the tires. So that element of it is very entertaining, and I wish stuff like that was a part of like the actual regular episode where it's just like she goes to visit her family and her dad's like, "Oh, hey," like the whole time they were talking in his like garage workbench area. I expected him to ask her, be like, "Yeah, I asked you over here how you feeling, this and that," and he's like, "By the way, since I have you in here, can you like open this old jar of something?" Like having her like do something really quick, but that wasn't the case. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you're enjoying the show, enjoy the show. Honestly, don't listen to what everyone says. Like if people want to hate the show, they're well within their rights to have their opinion of this show. If they don't like it, that's on them. If you enjoy it, just enjoy it. You know, that's one of the things I always say. I'm not. gonna hate watch anything. I'm not gonna hate review anything. If I'm excited to watch something and then I watch it and that's not good and I review it, I'll say it's not good. I'll say why. I'll say what I would do better. But if I'm already not interested in something, I'm not gonna go and watch it to make a video about it. I'm not. That's a waste of my energy. It's a waste of time for me. Yes, I could, be like, oh, this is gonna get views or this and that, but I don't really care about that stuff. I would rather talk about stuff that I'm enjoying and that I like rather than, you know, be angry about things. You know how much energy it takes to be angry? It's exhausting. It really is. Which is why, like, certain shows, if I don't want to watch them, I don't watch them. And that's that. And I don't talk about it? So take that as you will. If you're enjoying She Hulk, enjoy She Hulk. If you're not enjoying it, I guess I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, there's people out there that enjoy stuff. There's people that don't enjoy stuff, and that's how the entertainment industry works. And yeah, that's it. That's it for the video. If you let me know in the comments below if you've watched She-Hulk, what you thought of it. What do you think's gonna happen with the Hulk in the future of the MCU? Because I'm really hoping for, Planet Hulk, World War Hulk. Like I'm really hoping for all that stuff to happen. Um, Especially since they kind of already brought us the Illuminati and Multiverse of Madness. I'm like, dude, we can have the Illuminati now in the MCU, and they can do the whole situation where they put Hulk in a rocket, send him into space. We're setting up all the stuff where it could happen, but also, besides the Hulk stuff, what do you think about She-Hulk? What do you think of the pacing of the episode? Are you watching it? Are you going to continue to watch it? And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. I'm over 700 subscribers now. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to talk about nerdy stuff. But I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.